We will start in our semi-supine position. So lying down, find the back of your shoulders on the mat, base of your spine and pelvis. Get comfy, and we'll start nice and gently, but finding a good position. So feet together, then keep the heels together, send the toes outwards, and then bring the heels in line with your toes. Your ACIS, the bony bits at the front of the pelvis, should be up towards the ceiling, and you should feel the lower ribs on the back of the mat, and maybe a slight gap underneath your lower back, but you don't want to be arching. You want a nice, flat, neutral position as much as possible. Without any head blocks or cushions behind the head at the moment, just lift your head ever so slightly, give it a pull away from your body, and then place it down, and that should give you a nice gentle nod of the chin. We can all admire our double, triple, quadruple chins in this position, and just breathe for a moment. So finding your breath, imagine where it's going and direct it up through the top of your head as you breathe in through the nose and down into the back and sides of your ribs, and breathing out through slightly pursed lips until all the air is expelled, getting rid of toxins, starting to energize, and breathing in through the nose to really fill your lungs with lovely air. Breathing out. And just keep breathing at your pace, trying to elongate the breath each time. And really use the power of the exhale to start drawing the tummy button in through the body towards the mat. And just one more for just because. And we're going to take our arms, we're going to cross them over our body, similar to last week, reach for the other side of the mat. And again, breathe in and breathe out, and just allow your chest and upper body to sink. Open out into a wide T on your next in-breath, and your next out-breath, cross the arms the other way, so your other arm is on top. And you might reach the mat with the fingers, you might not, it really doesn't matter. In-breath, open to a T, and out-breath. Keeping the abs engaged, and open, and cross. One more, open. Breathing out to cross. And then keeping your arms crossed, just lift the forearms a bit further away from the floor so they're hovering above your chest, elbows are crossed. Twist your arms round, so you're going to try and get your palms to face each other, which might put a little bit of strain on the shoulders. So don't do it if it's too much. And then press upwards with the elbows, so you're just giving the back of the shoulders a little bit of an extra stretch. And release. Unwind the arms into a T. And again, cross them back with the other arm on top, reaching for the sides of the mat. Lifting the forearms, twisting one towards your head, or both towards your head until your palms aiming to meet. And press the forearms up to the ceiling again to get that lovely bit of a stretch. Good. And relax. And open out into a T. And we'll just do one more, hugging the body. No twisting of the arms. Open out into a T. And hug the body again. That's it. And then come back, just arms loosely by your side. So hopefully feel a little bit stretched. And we'll work on the lower body. So I just want you to bring one knee into the chest, keeping the other foot on the floor. And you can hug it in and then place it down and change sides. So a nice little bit of a back release to start off with. If you found your chin creeping up to the ceiling, just nod your head, elongating the neck. And keep going. So I'm sure you're all feeling very suspicious, thinking this is really easy. One more. And then hug the first knee in, and we can extend the other leg to the floor. Draw a tummy button to spine as you change legs, stretching a long leg away. So this is a particularly good one for the SI joint. Nice back release. And then this time, bring both knees in. And if it feels all right, really nail your tummy through the tummy button and extend arm and legs away. And then hug your knees in again. And you can take them to the front of your shins, your hands to the front of the shins, and extend away. You really have to draw through the tummy button. If there's any pulling in the back, any arching in the back, just go back to one leg at a time, or keep the tap down so you're putting the feet flat on the floor. We are very much warming up the body, but getting those muscles working. So I like to breathe in as I extend. And breathe out, use the abdominal connection to draw the knees into the body. Just a couple more for me. That's it. Final time. And then finish lying again with your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. And we'll continue the work through pelvic tilting. So breathing out, curling the pubic bone towards you, just peeling the bottom off ever so slightly. Breath in to hold, breathing out, use tummy button through the body to the mat to place yourself back down in that nice neutral position. And continue, couple more just to lift the bottom. Start to think about the inner thighs, keeping the knees stable and up to the ceiling. And as I like to say, think about big toe, little toe and heel on each foot and the big toe and heel of the opposite foot. So you've got some nice energy through the feet into the mat. And working up a little bit higher, breathing out, peeling off, curling the pubic bone towards your chest, keeping it curled as we were at lower rib level. Breath in to hold, breathing out. Imagine the front of the body sinking through to the mat behind as you come back down. Keeping the shoulders wide and away from the ears. Breathing out, peeling off. Breath in to hold, breathing out. Soften through the body and through the chest. Imagine you're working through the spine piece by piece. And do a couple more for me. Breathing out, using your breath. Keeping the pubic bone curled towards you, even at the highest point as you breathe in, and keeping it curled towards you as you soften as you breathe out, placing your back down onto the mat. And final one, breathing out to lift, peeling off. Breath in to hold. And breathing out, soften, place yourself down. And then take your arms to the ceiling. Make a nice fist so you feel nice and strong. Allow the shoulders and your arms to fall into the shoulder joint onto the mat behind. but then we're going to keep the arms straight in the fist, reach the shoulder blades towards the ceiling, keeping your tummy drawn in. And then as you breathe out, turn the palms towards you in that fist, bring your elbows down by your side, press the whole upper arm into the mat to just arch the upper back a little bit. And then reach back up to the ceiling, allow the back of the shoulder blades to wrap around the body to the front. And breathing out, get some strength. Imagine you're pulling something down from the ceiling, but it's too hard, so it's pulling you up. If you've got any pain from doing this, just make the drawing back to the mat ever so small, much smaller. Oh, I can't talk. So the arch of the back a little bit smaller. Don't press in so heftily. But really, if you're finding that it helps extend the back and lift the heart, keep at it. Like to breathe out, pull the straps down from the ceiling, lift the heart and the chest to the sky. That's it, keep the chin nodded. So you should feel some nice work through the biceps, through the triceps, and obviously opening up that thoracic spine. Just a couple more. Final time. And then arms go back to the ceiling, unclench your wrists, palms facing away. We'll do the arm and leg slide. So using the abs to draw the leg back, breathing in to extend one arm as straight as possible towards the mat behind you, breathing out, tummy button to spine to draw the arm and leg back to the start. And as always, my left arm will not reach the floor. It always wants to bend. So I'm working both sides, hopefully as equally as possible. So I'm keeping my arms off the mat because they won't go without me arching my back. Breathing in to extend, breathing out to center. And again, today, if you're finding it's not working for you, just readjust. I might need to just allow my arms to be really more heavy in the shoulder joint to give it, a little bit more movement. So it's finding out and working where your impingements and tension points are to allow your body to move. Using that breath, keeping the abs drawn into the body, so nailing your back to the mat through that tummy button, drawing in through the body to the floor beyond. That's it. So nice and slow, because we want to use those muscles to control what our arms and legs are doing and to give challenge at the same time. One more on each side. And then from there, if you're feeling happy, you can just imagine you're holding a lovely beach ball, so nice sort of port de bras arms above your chest, tummy button to spine to lift one leg up into tabletop, then the other leg, knees stay glued together. Think about tummy button through to the mat and just angle your knees slightly further away from you, and we'll do toe taps. So you want to think squeezing the bottom a little bit as one toe reaches for the floor beyond. And again, allow the shoulders to be nice and heavy on the mat behind you. All the controlling is being done through the abdominal area. So softly pointed foot, tummy button drawing through the body. If you're finding you've got tension in your neck and shoulders, just bring the arms down by your sides. Don't grip the floor. I'm sure nobody's doing that. That's it. So the non-working leg is staying as still and stable as possible. Being held up through that ab connection. And if you want to work a little bit harder, you take your legs slightly further away from you as you tap down to the mat. That's it. And keep breathing, whatever you're doing. Again, I like to breathe in to tap, breathe out to bring the leg back. That's it. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. One more on each side. And keep those knees together, keep the arms where they are. And we're going to take both legs away. Keep the legs glued together, breathing out. Draw through the abs to come back to the start. So your toes can be ever so slightly lower than your knees in the starting point. And as you tap down, really don't let your back arch off the floor, don't let your ribs pop. So you have to work really hard at keeping those abs doing their job. So you might want to rest for a moment, but then think tummy button to spine, creating a bowl in the front of your tummy to keep your back safe. And again, you can have your arms down. Because working double legs is a lot harder on the back. So again, Jack, if it's too much, don't do it. Go stick with one at a time for anybody. That's it. Keep breathing as well. Really important to keep breathing. Good. So Elaine, after you've tapped down, bring the knees back up towards the body. Just 3 more. That's it. Good. Then after your last one, we can rest. So draw the knees into the body, and then we'll just allow them to loosen away and circle around in each direction for 5. So again, just loosening off the hip flexors, loosening the back. Everything's worked really hard. So 5 in each direction. Feeling centered again. Lovely. And then when you've done, feet back down, hip width apart, ready for more of the core. So hands behind your head. We will do a lovely curl up. So remember, nod the chin. Imagine you're holding an orange, tummy button to spine. And as you breathe out, you're sliding the ribs towards your pelvis, keeping the bum down and breathing in to place your head back down. So if you want to sing head into the hands to make sure you're not leading with the chin. Again, I think a little bit of pressure through the feet and the heels as if they're drawing towards the pelvis to help keep the lower half nice and stable. Elbows nice and wide. No pulling on the neck. So perhaps take the fingers to just behind the ears to make sure you're not pulling too much. Elaine, if possible, can I be a pain and ask you just to angle your camera a little bit further down? Thank you. That's it, perfect. And keep breathing out to curl up. Keep the tailbone glued to the mat. You don't have to come up very high. It's not a big crunch, it's a slide and a narrowing and a smooth movement. That's it. So keep the bum down. Think the top half sliding forward. Good. Going to do 2 more. And on this last one, we're going to stay up there. Take the arms towards the knees. Draw yourself up. And we're going to hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lie back down. Hands behind the head. Moment to breathe. We're going to do 5 curl ups and hold the 5th one. So breathing out and breathing in. Chin nodded. Tummy button to spine. Really think, keeping the pelvis flat. So if you just lift the shoulders up. That's fine. And 3. And release. And 2. And release. And final one. Slide it up. Extend the arms. Draw yourself up a little bit higher if you can. And then lift one leg into tabletop and the other leg into tabletop. Abs down, hands behind your head, and we're going to do some fast toe taps. So tap and tap and tap and tap, keeping the tummy button drawing towards the mat. That's it. And 5, 5 and 4 and 4 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. Both feet down. Relax down, hug your knees in, have a little rock from side to side. And we will build on that a little bit by doing some oblique work. That was looking really nice and strong from everybody. So feet flat on the floor, we don't need to do anything fancy. Hands behind your head. And I want you to take your right armpit behind you as you curl up, sliding the ribs forward. Then reach your arms in front of you. Stay up, hands behind your head, center, stay up. Rotate the other way and reach to the other side of the leg. Center, rotate and reach. It's hard work staying up here. So really think tummy buttons through the body. If you need to come down and rest at any point, do. Or just do standard obliques where you just go one side, come back to center and down. That's it. Lovely, Jeanette. Good. That's it, Elaine. Fabulous. Good, Jackie. And one more on each side. Try smiling, everyone. It does help. Tits and teeth. And then hug your knees in. Have a breather. Well done. Oh. So we've worked a lot of the core. We'll give that, I would say give it a break, but actually it's working the whole time. We will do some bridging. So we will start thinking more about our back chain. Feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, shoulders relaxed and wide, and simply squeeze in the hips towards each other, lifting up in a long line. Think knees aiming over toes. Little breath into hold and breathing out, place yourself down. Oh, if you're going to cramp, just bring your feet slightly closer to your bottom and lift again. Trying to open up the front and those hip flexors. And down. So it's that breath out, squeezing in the hips together, lifting the bum, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. So breathing out to lift. And it's that one long movement, so there's no peeling through the spine on this one. It's just that narrowing in and lifting and a little hold at the top. That's it. So you're thinking diagonally from neck, through the body, through the knees, away from you. Thinking big toe, little toe and heel. 2 more of these standard ones. And then we will challenge our strength on each side. So again, lift, narrow lift. And we're going to peel one foot off the floor, elongate the leg away from us and hold for 10 as you point and flex the foot. And you're really having to work the bum on the standing leg and the hamstrings on the standing leg. 2, 1, foot down, change sides. So lengthen that long leg away and point and flex and point and flex and point. and flex. So you're squeezing and squeezing, keeping the abs drawn in. Oh, I've lost count completely. I'll say and 2 and 1. Foot down, down. And go again if you can. So narrow the body, lift and squeeze the bum to bring you up into that bridge. Unpeel one side, hold it and point and flex for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. If you get cramp, walk it out and then change sides if you can. It's a really toughie, I know. And 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and down. Brilliant. Hug your knees in if you need to have a breath. So we're going to start working on towards our shoulders, but we'll do some rollover preparation first, which I know I find really hard. So we're going to cross our ankles, hands on the floor. Again, just find some length through the neck. If you've got anything behind your head, take it away. Think about drawing your knees slightly over your body, drawing tummy button into the body, aiming to lift your bottom off the floor in a nice, slow and controlled way. So it's like the pelvic tilt, but a lot slower. And you're having to lift long, heavy legs as well. So breathing out to lift, breathing in to place yourself down. So I'd bend the knees. I wouldn't try with long legs. And you can press into the mat as well with your arms to help give you an extra lift, trying to keep your upper body on the floor. That's it. So it might only be tiny. I find this much harder than the full rollover. Okay, relax, because we won't do too many more. Coming onto the shoulders, so we're going to do scissors with the legs in the air, and then sort of helicopter legs, where you scissor, take them around to the side, and then bicycle. So you've got different choices. You can either stay lying down and work with legs and knees bent, so scissoring, scissor, sweep round, and then bicycle. You can come up, so you're in a curl up position, working with the legs either straight or bent, or in the full Pilates shoulder stand. So if you want to try the shoulder bit first, bring knees up into tabletop one at a time, tummy button to spine, and doing exactly what we did. Bring the knees towards you, towards your head, tummy button in to help lift you up. And you want to have your hands on your pelvis behind you, and then allow your bottom to sink in. You should be able to move your head really freely. So you want to roll down a little bit more on your shoulders if you feel that you're on your neck. If you want to extend the legs to the ceiling, now is the time to do it. So really drawing tummy button to spine, and then scissor, 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 scissor. So 2 little pulses with legs extended. So like an inverted split, which I will never ever manage to do the splits. So if you're down, lying down, the same motion. That's it, that's looking lovely. Jeanette, obviously, good. Elaine. Jackie, find a comfortable position if you can. And then your helicopter, so scissor, scissor, and then take the legs out and make a little half circle. Scissor, scissor, circle around, and scissor, and scissor, and circle around, and scissor, and scissor, and circle around. Couple more, and then I will allow you to have a moment's breath. Coming down. So bend the knees over the chest, Take the hands away, roll your body back down to the mat if it's up. Just have a moment's breath. Unless you're enjoying yourself far too much. Good. Lovely. Was that all right? Jackie, you're feeling okay to do that? Yeah. Elaine, you happy-ish? Yeah. Well, find the position that works for you. We'll go back up if you're happy to, or stay down, or in the curl up. We will do bicycle. So it's just bending one leg, sort of prancing. So you can stay flat on the mat for that, or again, bring your knees into tabletop, press into the floor to help bring you up. Find your freedom through the neck, on the shoulders, and extending the legs to the ceiling. I find this one harder because it really challenges the balance. My hip flexors do not open very far, so I cannot reach the floor with my prancing leg, but that really doesn't matter for anybody. Keeping your neck free. That's it, Elaine. Good. And then reverse the direction. So you're flexing the feet, pressing the heels away, bringing the leg in towards the body. That's it. Good. Couple more. It's tough on the arms if you're up there, absolutely. And then bend the knees over your chest if you're up on top and roll back down. Oh, fabulous. Well done. Give your arms a little bit of shake. Just take a moment to breathe. Because that is a toughie, toughie, toughie. Roll over onto your side and we will work more on our obliques and do our side leg series. So if you do have a cushion, you want to put it underneath your head and your long arm. Look at the other side, then I can actually do that without breaking the microphone. And find a position that might not be that comfy. You've got your underneath shoulder drawing away from your ear, legs long, but you want to be on that hip, which might be bony and uncomfortable, but you want to find that balance point underneath waist, drawing away from the mat and breathing out to lift and hover, breathing in to place yourself down. So breathing out, lift and hover. And again, any tension in the neck, just turn your head to look at the floor. And if you need hand in front of balance today, that's perfectly fine. Trying not to grip onto the floor. And if you're feeling any tension in that lower back, just angle the legs slightly in front of you so they don't go behind you as you lift. Keeping the legs glued together, keeping shoulders nice and relaxed. That's it. Good. Oh, it'll be so good when we can all be in the same room. And there will be no camera angles lying. That's it, lovely. 3 more. Final one. And then lift the top leg to hip height. Keep it there, just allow the leg to be, and then squeezing the inner thigh, the underneath one, lifting and lower it as high as possible. Again, keeping tension out of the neck, thinking about the top leg reaching away, so you're finding extra length and stability. Breathing out to lift, breathing into lower. Lovely. Still think tummy button drawing in and that underneath waist, pulling away from the mat, shoulders relaxed. Keep breathing. 2 more. Last one. And then turn the toes out. So you're standing in a V shape, Charlie Chaplin. You probably want a hand in front for balance here. We'll do our développé. So exactly the same as you do at the bar in ballet. You draw your foot up the leg, heel down, knee into the chest, extend, flex the foot, squeeze the inner thigh of that top leg down. So point the foot, draw it up to the knee, heel down, knee into the chest, extend, flex and down. So all the time, tummy button to spine, shoulders relaxed, working through all the joints of the leg. That's it. Just breathe. Oh, lovely. Very nice, everybody. That's it, Elaine, lovely. Everyone think lengthening away as the leg presses back down. One more. Fabulous. And then from there, just bend the knees slightly, cross the top leg over the underneath leg. Come up to sitting. Take the underneath arm slightly further away from you because we're going to do some side planking, but with some movement. So we're going to come up and down. So you want to think orange under armpit, top shoulder away from the ear. Oh, sorry. And down. That's it. So if you want to stay on your forearm, as Elaine you're doing, do that. You won't come up so high. Really don't want you to take tension in the upper arm. So we're thinking underneath. Just a couple more. It's hard. So you're squeezing the inner thighs. Final one. And then final side plank challenge. Either stay, I think, on your arm or come onto the forearm. If you want to be kneeling, no, I think you need to come up. So you want to, what am I trying to do? Sorry. Yep. So on your underneath leg, arm there, and we're just going to extend arm and leg away. That's it. So again, challenging our strength through the underneath abs. Lovely. Two more. Fabulous. Then come down. We will do the other side in a moment. We will roll over onto our fronts. So we'll release any tension in the shoulders and back by finding just some relaxation with the shoulders down towards the mat, working on our arrow to start with. So lengthening the legs away from you, pressing the pubic bone into the mat. And as you breathe in, lift the shoulders, breathe out, reach your fingers for your toes to hover the upper body ever so slightly. Breathing in, rotate the arms, thumbs to the ceiling, and breathing out. Relax back down with control and really allow the shoulders to fold forward before you breathe in to lift. Breathe out, reach and hover. Breathe in to rotate. And breathing out, come down. And keep going, breathing in to lift the shoulders. Breathe out, reach them. Rotate as you breathe in and breathing out. Back down. A few more to keep going. Really keep the pubic bone drawing in towards the mat. Finding a little bit of back extension, keeping the chins nodded so the crowns of the head reaching away, or the crown of your head, looking at everybody. That's it. Very nice. One more of these. And we're going to take the hands to the back of the head, like we do in curl up. So if you feel any tension in pinching in the lower back, keep lower or just carry on with the arrow as you were. So legs glued down, just lifting the upper body ever so slightly and placing it down. So it's harder work because you've got nothing helping you draw back with the arms. So you're adding weight to your head, which is obviously the heaviest part of your body. So you don't want you to come up too high. It's just a little bit of strength work and also opening up the back extension again through the thoracic spine. Just a couple more. So long, low hover either way. Good. One more. And then if you need to, take your knees nice and wide, sit back onto your heels for a little shell stretch, just to release any tension that's crept in the lower back, however hard you've tried. Excuse me. Back onto your front. Arms and legs stretching away from you. Separate the legs ever so slightly. If you're happy to, extra squeeze of the bum to lift the legs and then hover the body, keeping the chin nodded. Stretch away as if you're a skydiver and then tap down opposite arm and legs for swimming. You want to keep the legs really, really straight. So you should start to feel work just below the crease where the leg and bottom meet. So lengthen those legs away, Elaine. Keep the knees as straight as possible. That's it. Good. If it's too much being in the hover, lie down and then lift opposite arm and leg. Trying to keep the torso as still as possible. So again, it's just the legs and arms moving in their joints for a count of 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And again, relax it back into a child pose, a little shell thing if you need to. And we'll do one more set of hamstring work on our fronts. So coming back down, just get comfy either with the cushion or if you want, just rest the forehead on the hands. Separate the legs. We'll work on the right leg to start with. So soft foot, just breathing out, squeeze the bottom, draw the heel in towards the bum but not reaching it. Shoulders down. Breathing out to bend. Breathing in to place the lower leg back down. So same side. And that's 5. Got 5 more. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And place the leg down and change sides. Think squeezing the bum for about 50% and then bend the knee and extend. That's it, looking lovely. So keeping the body and the pelvis stable, shoulders relaxed. And 2 more. And final one. Back onto the right side. Going to do the same thing. We're going to bend the knee, then we're going to hover the knee, extend the leg away and place it down. Same leg, bend, hover the knee, extend and down, and bend and hover, extend and down, bend and hover. That's it, lovely. Extend and down, good. Bend and hover, extend and down. Trying to keep that side down, pelvis down as much as possible. Extend and down. Final one, bend and hover, extend and down, and change sides. So bend and hover, extend and down, and bend and hover, extend and down, and bend and hover, extend and down. Good. Bend and hover, extend and down, and bend, nearly there, and hover, extend it away, place it down. Final time, bend and hover, extend and down. Fabulous. Roll over onto the other side that you haven't worked, if you can remember which that is. I'm doing the same side, otherwise I will not manage with my earpiece. So double leg lift, find the length in your body underneath waist, drawing away from the mat, legs glued together. If you can, underneath arms stretching away, arm reaching down your leg, and then breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. Breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. That's it. So even if you're lifting your head off at the same time, it doesn't have to come up very high. It's all about length and hovering and control. And same principles, nice relaxed shoulders, thinking lengthening away with the legs. If there's any pulling on the lower back, just keep the legs slightly further forward. Good. Lovely. And two more. That's it. Lovely, Elaine. Final time. Then lifting that top leg to hip height. Leave it there and just squeeze the underneath leg up and down. So again, either hand along your body or in front for balance. Keeping the top leg up, using that as a weight. Really think inner thigh squeezing up. That's it. Jackie, maybe roll slightly further forward. It might be the camera angle, but no. Okay, no, fair enough. Two more. And then turn your toes out. Come onto the underneath toe and do the developpe. So draw the leg into the body, knee in, extend, flex, and down. So again, think tummy button to spine. Don't forget that, shoulders relaxing. Working through all the leg joints. And we do the side work, always be conscious of whether one side is harder than the other to balance on or to mobilize, to control. We're never going to be 100% equal, but it's always worth striving for. That's it. Just breathing. That's lovely. Good. 2 more. And really think, draw the foot up the leg, bend the knee into the body, extend, flex the foot, and press it down. And then our side plank, so crossing the top leg over the underneath leg, either on your forearm, or if you can, a long arm. I will do this one the other way. I've got no excuse for working this side. And then press, squeeze the legs together and come down. So you've got to think length through the shoulders from the ears, thinking a hoist from underneath. So you've got strength through the obliques. Breathing out to come up and breathing in to come down. That's it, lovely. So nice diagonal. That's it, Elaine, good. Good, Jackie. Lovely, Jeanette. Real squeeze of the inner thighs. 2 more. Oh, I'm feeling it, so hopefully you are too. Final one. And then coming with the knees together, still on the long arm, up onto the underneath leg. And we do our saluty frog. So open, extend, and down. Extend, and down. So again, tummy button in, underneath waist drawing up. Trying to take tension out of the shoulder, taking your imagination and noticing to the underneath of the body. That's it, we're working really hard, I know. 1 more. And then sit down. Give the arms a bit of a shake. Just stretch it across the body, just to release it off. You'll be pleased to know we're about to wind down. Good. So let's come up onto our hands and knees. We will do a dog. Oh, I can't see that way. So find that lovely quadruped position, knees under hip, wrists under shoulders, 4 fingers facing forward, and then the creases of your elbows facing each other. Allow the elbows to be ever so slightly soft, and then extend one arm and leg without dipping or hitching, just putting yourself out of balance. So either just draw the arm and leg along the floor, or lift it up and find some length, because this is all about our stretching. That's it. That's it, Elaine, good. Jeanette, you don't need to lift your leg too high at the top. You want to think about keeping the back straight without dipping. Just to there, good. That's it. Shoulders away from the ears. Couple more on each side. And then we've very much worked the legs hard today, as well as the arms and the core. So from here, come onto your knees and do 1 step forward. So we're going to stretch out, I'll do it this way so you can see, the hip flexor at the front of the back leg to start with. If you can, boob is to the inside of the front knee, hands either side of the front foot, and just lunge forward a bit and just breathe and keep breathing. Then take the outside hand to the inside of the foot in front, if you can. And we'll just open up the body by lifting the arm. Jackie, I trust you to, if this causes problems in your back, just to stop. And again, a breath here. And then hands back on the floor, either side of the front foot. And we'll change it. Walk the hands back. So you start to stretch the hamstring by straightening the front leg. Keeping the toe pointed. So you're trying to get a stretch above the knee on the underside of the leg and up the back of the leg. So I can't keep my hands flat on the floor, so I'm on my fingers. We're all different. And then shuffle forward slightly so you can change legs. So again, take the other leg forward into a nice step. And you're trying to stretch out the front of the hip flexor on the back leg. So boobies to the inner thigh of the front leg is always more comfy. Hands either side to start with. Just breathing through. And then take both hands to the inside foot, inside leg, ready to open up the front of the body by just doing that nice twist. That's it. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And then hands back down, either side of the front foot, and sit your bum back, walk your hands back. Keep your toes pointed. So move on to stretch the hamstring of that front leg. Good, just breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh, sometimes I really don't like stretching, it hurts too much. It means I need to do more of it, I'm sure. Lovely. Then bend the front knee forward, come back onto your hands and knees. And we'll do our cat stretch. So starting with a flat back, think about tucking your tailbone under, breathing out, curving, arching the back. Allow your head just to fall through your shoulders. Breath in at that point. Double check where your feet are, that they're in line, then unpeel from your pelvis. Roll the back down through to the flat back, head comes up last. And again, breathing out, tuck the pelvis under. Draw up through the tummy button. Curve through the upper spine. Allow the head to drop. Breath in to hold. And then breathing out. Unpeel. Head up last. And then take an arm to the side and we'll do thread the needle. Take it underneath, aiming your shoulder for the floor. And again, just stay here if you can for a moment to breathe. Draw it back out to the side. Nice and flat. One more this way. Thread it through, shoulder to the floor. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Tummy button to spine to bring it out to the side. And then change arms. So other arm up to the side. Thread it through. Breath in. Breath out, tummy button to spine to help unpeel. And final time, thread that arm through. Breath in at the bottom. Breath out, tummy button to spine. And then walk your hands back, sit up, and if you want to, just hands, arms to the ceiling and stretch one way to the side, recenter yourself, stretch the other, and then it's all over with for another week. You did brilliantly.